Hello, students. This session is on Lotus Eaters. We have already analyzed the poem line by line. Now we are just going to summarize and see the poem in the light of its theme, structure, subject matter, and technical aspects. The Lotus Eaters is a poem of sensuous indulgence and enjoyment, and in the land of the Lotus Eaters, it seems always afternoon. Work is here hateful, and dreadful ease is the only object of desire. The lotus land is a land of sensuous pleasures. There is sweet music, and Tennyson says, sweet music that softer falls than petals from blown roses on the grass. He also mentions cool mosses deep, and through the moss the ivies creep. The long leaved flowers which are growing on the banks of the stream. Tennyson places the languid dreamers in a land where earth and heaven and the sea and the very god themselves are in a languid dream, and the sailors, after the strenuous life of action and danger, choose naturally the self indulgent repose to the lotus land. The poem gives expression to a mood of weary disgust, in which doubts will force themselves on the mind whether life has any price to offer worth the toil and trouble of winning. The mariners have no desire left to fight evil or to uphold the cause of the right and the good. It appears to them to be an extremely hopeless task. The lotus eaters are so work weary that they wish to reside in the lotus land, indifferent to the sufferings and woes of mankind, like gods who live on Mount Olympus. The poem is a beautiful description of this mood, and lotus eaters put their ease or case as well as they could, but we have a feeling that the dreadful woe which fall on those who dream and the gods do with impunity man may do. The use of natural images to achieve a dream landscape is again very characteristic of Tennyson's quality and mood as a writer. The choric song starts with a description of the lotus land and meditations of the sailors over human life. And the mariners, after watching the soft and sweet spectacle of nature, are filled with a rather aggressive mood, and they think as to why should man alone be wasted by acute miseries while all things else in nature have rest from weariness. The plantations, vegetation, leaves, flowers, and fruits which are growing there, they fade and die. And they say they do not toil. The leaf springs out of the bud, goes green, and takes no care. So, in overall, the speakers are drawing a moral and mood of inactivity. The mariners also think that it is very unpleasant to hear the murmuring music of the stream and natural images. Through natural images, Tennyson presents that everything in nature is resting. The choric song produces a mood of languor, music, flowers, and vegetation, and we see that everywhere the mariners who have been traveling for long, when they arrive at the land of lotus, they depict an utter lack of zeal and enthusiasm. The central idea is that um, everything is resting. So the mariners, when they are charmed by the soft and sweet music of the land, they wish to shut themselves from the day-to-day work, and they want to lie peacefully on the grassy grounds and to listen the sweet murmuring music of the flowing rivers and to watch the beautiful spectacle of nature. The mariners are charmed by the soft and sweet music of the land, and they wish to shut themselves from day-to-day work and lie peacefully on this land. Now, all the mariners who arrived at this land are inclined to return no more to there. So, there is a mood of languor. And then there is a description of music, flowers, and vegetation in detail. And about the arguments, what is being like put forth or advanced by the mariners is that since they are attracted by the sweet and beautiful spectacle of the land, so after numerous years of wandering, they decide to live till death in this land and do not want to return their homes anymore. And they think that it is quite possible that the island princes might have taken their properties and the minstrel might be singing there before the 10 years war of Troy. So these are the reasons that the mariners advance against returning home, and they are determined to lead the life of remaining days of their lives peacefully in this land of lotus eaters. Now, when we are talking about the structure of the poem, the five stanzas consisting of 9 lines are written in the form of Spenserian stanza, which is an extension of the 8 line stanza, which rhymes AB, 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 and CC, that is Ottava rima, and becomes AB, ABBC, BCC in the Spenserian stanza. And this type of a stanza structure provides time and space for the rhythm to be built up and unfolded. The choric song, it consists of stanzas of different lengths and moves, which varies through and passes on through different moods. The poem begins with the description of the island, then the song moves to the speaker self questioning, and then there is a distaste for movement and travel. Then there is a feeling of complete surrender to the surrounding languor and to forgetfulness of responsibilities, and a desire to adopt a godlike indifference to everything else in this world. So we know that lot of alliteration, vowel sounds, musical quality, which is being produced by the vowel sounds, has been used in the poem. Then there are a lot of hyphenated words also, and it is a very regular feature of Tennyson's poetry. And these hyphenated words create shades of meaning because they strengthen the language, and they also add to the element of melody, and alliteration has been powerfully used. For instance, there are a few examples: mild minded melancholy, then over mellow, fast rooted, half shut, half dream, half forgotten, and so many other examples. And there are references to Greek Odyssey, that is a book 8th, and then there is a reference to the minstrel Demoxys who is singing in the Trojan War. Then also there is a reference to the herbs like moly, which was given to Odysseus by Hermes in order to enable Odysseus to protect himself from the spell of Caesarea and all that. And then we also have a reference to heavenly flower, which grows in Elysium, a place which has been assigned to Greek mythology. So this is how the poem, with the use of similes, powerful alliteration, and powerful imagery and description, put forth and takes us to an interesting journey to the land of lotus eaters.